Welcome to the Bushy-Road Weiss Schwarz Market update for January 22nd, 2022. As a reminder, we are coming on to what I describe in my mind mentally as D4DJ week. When this week actually starts, I don't know. But you're going to start seeing some videos tagged with D4DJ. And why I'm doing this is because I've talked about it before. I like D4DJ. That's 100% what I do. I love D4DJ actually. But realistically, there is Rebirth for You, which is made by Bushy-Road. These are trial decks from the first set. The first set came out about a year ago, and the second set is coming out this Friday. I've never gave a review on Rebirth for You, and because there are some anime that I love in Rebirth for You, which is more than likely not coming to English, I wanted to actually just go through what D4DJ is. I want to open some product, and then at the end of it, I'm going to actually give my review thoughts on all of it. But I don't think it's a fair assessment with me without me going through that process. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can see that here. So I put up the first video. If it's not for you, if you don't care about Japanese music, if you don't care about anime, if you don't care about D4DJ or Rebirth for You, then more likely it's not for you, and that's okay. But I want to actually go through that process. I'm going to go through all of it just so, again, I can give a fair assessment of the actual card game. And as I'm going along the way, just enjoy it with other people. Some people that might like D4DJ might not even know Rebirth for You is a thing. So at the same time, it's more awareness all the way around. Okay, next up we got Bushy-Road Global Online Store follow and retweet campaign. You know how this works. Follow and retweet. This time you are going to get a prize-wise Tokyo Revengers British Gangsters canvas art. It actually looks really cool. I don't know why it just didn't blow up there. Anyways, we got here, they're dressed up as Brit. I don't really understand the whole British gangster thing. I think it looks cool. I don't know why they labeled it British gangsters. Maybe there must be a collaboration or something, or they just like the thought of that. I think Japanese gangsters would work too. Something like that. I know I'm missing something, so there we are. There is merchandise out on the Global Online Store. I hit that before. If you want to take a look at that, here we are. This is what we got going on. Acrylic, keychains, acrylics. I don't have an acrylic of anything. Maybe I should get one. I feel like I should. And you could get a tumbler. Even better. This is a tote bag. I just want to see real quick. I mean, it's the same picture. For a second there, I thought Ken had like a gun, a bat. I know it's too thin to be a bat, but felt like it should have been something else. But that's probably where the British thing comes in. I get it. It's an umbrella. Maybe it's what is that? Kingsman. Kingsman. He uses umbrella. Maybe this should have been a collaboration with the Kingsman. They could have did it that way. This is the new Kingsman of our days, I guess. Anyways, the other stuff on the Bushy-Road Global Online Store, we got sleeves, deck holder, rubber mats, storage boxes for Poppin Party, Afterglow, and pastel palettes. They look like this. Pretty nice looking, yeah. This would be the mats. I just pulled up the mats. The sleeves use the exact same art, but thinner. So just keep your eyes set on this Maya right here. You can see she's holding a water gun. When we go here to art supplies, sleeve collection. Where's our Maya? Where'd she go? There she is, right? So the sleeve uses the same art, just kind of more zoomed in onto the girl, which makes sense. Next thing we have here is, oh boy. Out on Weiss Schwarz, we have Fate Grand Order, the movie Divine Realm of the Round. Why, by the way, is Fate Grand Order? They got super long names. I'm not going to do it. I did it for the one before, Babylonia. I read the whole name out. I got to come out with a trimmed down version here of what we're going to have. So I know what normally people say, Fate Grand Order Camelot. You know, just cut out all those words. Anyways, not a surprise. It actually is a surprise to me how many people are surprised that this is still happening. Like every time they write it on Facebook or wherever they put it, people are like, oh my god, I didn't know this was gonna happen. At this point, what we got here is we got the Japanese signed versions. We got the no signed version over here. And on the right is a signature. I mean, not a signature, it is a serial number. It took me a while to find this. When I first saw the picture, I was looking at my phone. And obviously it's tiny, so I didn't see this 1 out of 10 over here in the corner. I know with SAO, it was down here in the middle right. This is all the way top right. There you are. For the most part, I'm not like a diehard Fate Grand Order Fate anything, and I like it. I've talked about it before. I like the series. I look at these cards and there's nothing that says that I really have wanted it anyways. I normally buy all the sets, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just not going to buy a ton of this. And right here is another Aniplex one. So the reason why this is happening is this is an Aniplex title. I know before people have talked about it that Aniplex is going to build Divide. The reason why is they're starting their own game. Why give out signatures to another group? Well, we don't know for sure, right? We know all, like what's in common so far is Aniplex. Why the reason? Could it be Aniplex in general? Could be licensing? Could be the voice actresses themselves? Who knows? We don't know. That is just the common denominator. And if you're wondering, I did actually have a list of these out here. So Weiss Schwarz, I made a video back May 22nd. It feels like so long ago. Holy crap. It's been a long time. By the way, 373 subscribers. Appreciate all of you. I never get to say thank you enough. I probably should, but thank you. Thank you. That's an amazing number. I never thought 373 people would watch this kind of stuff, but here you are. I made this video a long time ago, so we're just going to push the play button. And what you're going to start see here is you're going to see actual Aniplex anime. So if anything shows up here, calls out to you, just imagine if we get it in Weiss Schwarz, you are not going to see signatures more than likely. You see that Demon Slayer? Oh, Demon Slayer, Eromanga Sensei. Demon Slayer went to build Divide anyways, it's Aniplex. Here's Fate Grand Order, which is my whole thing about if Fate Babylonia actually gets reprinted, more than likely, I guess, it wouldn't have a signature on it. Kaguya, Love is War, we didn't get that one either. So be happy that you got like any of the ones that are on this list, be happy it came out when it did so that you got your signature. So there's our Magia Records, Miku Napolis. Can't say that. Look at all these. Orimo, Orisuke. I missed that Pancreas one. Persona, you like Persona? Well, guess what? You're not getting signatures. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. Do you want that set if it's not going to actually have signs? Saikano. Sword Art Online, we already know. Look at all these animes. Huge animes that you're not going to actually see. The Millionaire Detective. The Moment You Fall in Love. Vivi Fluorite. Wagneria. I think they called that Working. Your Lie in April. So if you liked any of those, guess what? Aniplex. You're more than likely not going to get in the future. I know it's surprising to some people that haven't been around for the past year, but if you haven't been around for the past year, here's your warning. If any of those animes showed up on the list, has not come out for Weiss and will come out in the future, more than likely you're not going to see a signature for it. The other thing, since that was made roughly 8 months ago, something like that, this anime, which I love, 86, is also Aniplex, which is going to hurt me deeply because if that ever came out for Weiss Schwarz without signatures, I am going to be massively depressed. I don't know if this one is actually going to come out. I hope so. I really do. 86 was one of my favorite animes, I gotta say, in the past year. It's definitely one of the better ones for sure. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's if it's your type of anime, anyways. it might not be jive with you, but the music's great. They actually kept postponing episodes. Like they kept putting, like, instead of being weekly, it was towards the end. I think it was like 3 episodes or 4 episodes that they did that to, where they just every 2 weeks was an episode because they had production issues. They wanted to make it super high quality, and because of that, the last 2 episodes aren't going to be shown until I think March. But overall, it just shows you how well done that anime was made. It was produced really, really well. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. Aniplex though, so we're not going to more than likely have signatures if it ever does show up. So it makes me wonder again, like as I said before, with Rascal Dreaming of a Dreaming Girl, that movie, that was really good. Do I really want that if there's no signatures? I am a fan, but I want the full version. Hopefully, should probably not say this. I never want a company to just go down. I don't want Build Divide to suffer or anything like that. People lose jobs or anything like that. But the selfish side of me says, I hope Build Divide fails so that way I can get sign cards in Weiss. I guess if they ever make Build Divide and I can access it, it's in English and it has signatures, maybe I do that. I just don't want to buy into too many games. So selfish me just says, hopefully this thing ends up in Weiss Schwarz English with signatures. Next up, we got, release week. It is release week for Poppin Party, Roselia, Morfonica, Risa Tsumugi. We got the extra boosters, and we also had a trial deck for Morfonica. And it's turning out as I expected. Bang Dream is not one of those ones where there's going to be a huge influx of new people coming in to actually buy it. Stores are reluctant to even have the product. You'll see a lot of stores don't actually have it. We'll see that in just a moment when I go over what TCGPLAYER actually looks like. Speaking of Risa Tsumugi, we have Risa Tsumugi. She plays Chu 2. She plays Saki for D4DJ. She was injured during a live event due to low acute back pain. So this is this lady right here, and I out of all the signs that I'm hoping to actually get from those extra boosters, I hope it's hers. She's right here. I think she's hilarious, and she is the most dangerous member of this. Look at them eyes. She'll kill you. She'll kill you. But no, she's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy her. Okay, we are gonna go through this. I did not make my I did not open my extra boosters yet. I was trying to figure out if I should open those things first or talk about this thing, what we got on the screen first. And I'm going with what's on the screen first. I'm just gonna go through this, then I'll have to talk. I might talk about it in the video still while I'm opening. Who knows? But I just want to hit this up because you can obviously tell the people that know about this game and do not know about this game just by looking at the numbers. The more apparent one is the double rares once we get it, but I'm just going to show you these things. So as you can see on my screen, there is sign cards. These are the SPs that you will get from these extra boosters. There is a varying range of prices. There's not even a lot of them. If you look at the listings, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. When you look back at the prior sets that's come out in the past year, today is Saturday, and yeah, it's only been 2 days, but normally what you'll see the same stores over and over actually selling signatures, product, and all that. This time around, when you're going to notice is there's not a lot of listings. The prices are all over the place. It's not the normal people. Well, if you looked at the last couple sets, it is the normal people. But if you look at the names, you're going to notice that some of the stores that have been around a while, that have been selling Weiss for a while, their names are missing from this list. They are not going to sell this product because they obviously know that the barren desert of Bang Dream. And the reason I say that is there's players for Bang Dream, there is demand for Bang Dream, but do they buy play sets or do they go on TCGPLAYER? Do they buy singles? Where do they buy those singles at? Are they buying ahead? So what you have is a difference in market and who you're selling it to. Because normally TCG player, who's buying off of there, right? Yeah, like I'll let you just answer these things in your mind. Like, who really is going out to TCG player and buying all this time? And who are all the people that are buying these playsets all of these times, right? There's no, actually, I'm like, I think a store was actually selling a playset on TCG player. I don't know how to look that up. But for the most part, you are not buying playsets here. And who is playing this Bang Dream set, right? Are they the ones that are buying on TCG player? There you go. So like that's a problem. And then at the same time, if they're not buying play sets, are they opening them themselves? So you don't have this massive kind of like buying into it. You're gonna see that as I go through the different screens, like all the different rarities. You're gonna notice right away that this is why Bang Dream was a problem. Because if they are buying their own stuff or buying play sets or and doing all of that, you're gonna have a hard time selling on TCG player if your price is 100% wrong. Like you could get newer people with wrong prices, but how do you get veteran people to buy insane prices? That's where I'm going with this. And that's why I said this is more of a long-term hold if you believe in this actual IP. If not, you didn't want to be in this set. You didn't want to buy a ton of them. You didn't want to do any of that. For me, I'm here. I like Bang Dream. I am going to buy whatever I see is a deal. And as you can see, some of these SPs we got, Kasumi 99.99, she was sold at 150, 150. None of these were actually bought. It could be some buyers are just waiting for a low price, but to me, they're either getting it from a different source or they got it themselves or they're waiting for it to drop. But I'm gonna go with the first two things I said. You know, they got it themselves or they got it from a different, you know, they opened it themselves or they got it from a different source. So here is your Poppin Party Roselia. Let's just, and again, Yukina was the big one. $4.99 is what it shows here. Obviously no one bought it, so is it really $4.99.99? No, because no one's actually bought it. But that's what it's priced at right now in the moment. When you take a look at Risa Tsumugi and Morfonica, what do we got here? Morfonica definitely that extra booster to me was one of those ones that was going to be opened less. I always just had that thought looking at all the numbers. These were going to be open less, even though this is the first time Morfonica is in the game, and I bought more Morfonica than Risa Suilen, like just because I want to play Morfonica. I'm going to play the Bang Dream Morfonica deck. That's where I'm going with this. And you can see there's not as many listings on here. 2, and they're all for the most part lower. That's what I mean when you look at some of these prices, they're totally out of whack. I can't imagine this Toko going for 500 at all. And this Mashiro 500, you'll start seeing that there's gonna be numbers that people use just throwing out there for some reason, because, and it's not for some reason, it's more than you. What people have always said is like you just throw out a number on TCG Player and hope someone buys it, but it's not rooted in any sort of, I would say, reality or sense of what the market is. There, can't say anything more than that. And the OFRs are your easiest example of that. It's actually, I wanted to say gross. I mean, I guess there's nothing gross about it, but when I started looking at the OFR prices, oh god, they are. Some of them are just completely nuts. And this is the Poppin Party Roselia. They look okay, right? 70, 70, 45. This tie 100, 180 for Remy. I think that's like the worst one. And it's at 180, 100. And people just put it up there because of no one else having it. That's really what it is. But take a look at these Morfonica, Risa Tsumugi. When I saw them the first time, I'm like, oh my god. Like, I can't believe that these are the prices that we're gonna land on. As in, you're just gonna throw. It's one thing to just put it up, but like, at least have a little more realisticness to it. Because you got here lock 357, 350, 350, 357, 350. It's just insane to me. Like, there's Nothing special about OFRs. I know they're like fancy foily, the little text box has disappeared, but outside of that, is it really 357? Inside of these extra boosters cases, you get 3 SP and 4 OFR. There's going to be plenty of them if people actually do open them, but for 357 for a lock, when, you know, like I can just get a, I know they're different cards. Trust me, I understand this lock is not the same lock. See, this is Roush and Craziness 2, and this is the Depths lock. They're different cards, but 357 for that one, and this lock with the sign card 215. If you're just looking as cosmetically, not gameplay, but cosmetically, this would make sense that this SP would have 300. If you're going to use the 300 and 250 price points, right? 357. I would slap the 350. If you have no idea what you're doing, I would slap the 375 on the SP and put this one over here in the 200s. Both prices are wrong. Let me just say that. Both prices are wrong, but I would assign more value to the signature versus an OFR. And that's my point here about these prices are really out of whack. And you can just tell, I'm not dissing any of these stores. I'm just hoping that they learn and price it down, because as the days go by, people lose interest in a set. Next one coming out is Rent a Girlfriend next month, right? How long has it been since Quince came out and anybody really said something about that? Or trying to think of another set that was actually pretty good, Beaufrey, anything like that. Like people actually, the interest is gone after a month, 2 months, and you actually want to sell these cards in, let's say, the next month. You need to really work on your prices. If you don't really care, if you're just a store and you know you can wait until eternity for someone to buy these things, then yeah, I guess you don't have to worry about the prices at all. You just throw it up and I guess undercut people as you go along. But these, see, you have these right here. These OFR are $65, but then you have it in 357. It's just nuts to me, like how pricing happens. I just don't understand like what's happening here. Or if you don't even know, just ask somebody. Hell, I'll even ask. Like, hell, you could ask me. I got an email address. I can at least give you my opinion on it. I'm not going to tell you that it's, if I give you a price, it's going to sell there. But at the same time, I'm not going to tell you no. I will at least give you some sort of answer back. By the way, for anybody listening at this point, if you send me, I should have said this at the beginning, dang. I've been getting a whole lot of emails lately, and what I try to do is answer the emails within 24 to 48 hours. I like assign one portion of my day, not a portion, it's like 10, 15 minutes, something like that, to read the email. If it's super long, I will answer it the next day if I'm running out of time. If it's short, I normally answer you then. But I've been getting a lot, so I've been trying to answer, I try to answer them as they come in when I have a break. Same time, it's like I'm not going to spend like hours and hours doing it one day. I just kind of spread them out. Okay. So feel free, if you don't understand pricings and all that, let me know. I don't mind helping you. What we got here is double rares. Double rares are fun. This time I actually use this fancy feature here in TCGPLAYER. It's the A to Z, so I can actually line these up. We have, as you see, same cards. It's the same as Date of Bullet, where you have a foil version and a regular version. You could start seeing that there's pricings that, like here, like we got a 7 and a 7, we got a 5 and a 5. It's just throwing up numbers, and the listings on here, you can see it like most is 4, right? 4, here's a 5, here's a 5. So we got a 5. 5 is the highest amount that we have so far. And you notice something? No one bought any of these things. Not one of them except for this one. And this one was fun. I was watching this. I saw this when it came up. It was $20. And this is the card you'll want to have if you want to play Bang Dream. If you want to use Roselia. If you want to use anything. This is a really awesome card. And we got Yukina over there. She was 20 bucks. I think on Yuyute she was 33,000 yen, something like that. So when I saw 20, I'm like, someone's totally going to buy that one. I'm just going to wait for it. I was like, should I even buy it? But I'm like, no, I got my own product. I don't need to buy that. And it got bought eventually during the day. So that was there's key cards that I'm watching from both from the 2 extra boosters and the trial deck. There are specific cards that need to be a certain price or should be priced in a certain way. And if you don't, you're either going too high or too low, obviously. And I've seen a few now that have been too low. This is one of them. $20, that was a, you could say, good price. The way this is going, however many people are opening this, it is one of those ones where that could have been a really good price if people really don't open these things. And by the amount of people buying this as a TCG, like if you compare other TCGs on day 1, day 2, day 3, something like that, and how many sales you get, this is really bad when you look at how many have actually sold. There's like barely anything that has sold from this set. Morfonica, same basically. What we have is Layer. She actually sold some double rares, but when you take a look at the rest of them, kind of the same story. There's not been a sale. There's not a huge demand for this, and that is fine. That's that contrarian thing. In the long term, I think Bang Dream will be fine. Since this is a Bushiroad property, they're gonna put out more sets. There's already, what, that 5th anniversary coming out. We got that premium one coming out in April. There's gonna be always cards coming out for this. And yeah, this looks pretty sad and bad that the prices are this low. Right, this Chew 2 is, I think, pretty decently priced. Will anybody buy it? I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those ones where it's it could go opposite of what you're thinking. This is if people don't open it and someone was waiting for cheap singles, they might find it a hard time or a bad time. Maybe you just buy your own extra booster. This is one of those sets where I'd be like hard pressed to tell anybody you want to open. Like it's gonna be. We've always said that if you sell play sets, then sell the sign cards and special fancy foils, you'll make money. On this set, I don't know if I could really say that because part of that, the equation was someone has to buy it. We'll see as the weeks go along. I'm not trying to say like this is doomsday. Someone is eventually going to buy this. So people are eventually going to drop their price. When that happens, I don't know, but it's going to happen at some point. I just can't imagine there's like this huge current of demand that's going to come in. It's going to, there's going to be specific cards that are targeted. That's what's going to happen here. When it comes to extra booster, Poppin Party Roselia, $39.50 is what we got here. Has a bunch sold now. And this is part of the, you don't see this happen normally. Normally you see some sales before, on, and after release date. It's been officially 2nd day after release date, and you don't really have any sales. And now these things are definitely going to drop. I mean, you got 24, 40, 20, 26, 30, 30, 30, 10, 33, 30. And not pointing out names here again. This is all public. Obviously, it's on TCG Player. I'm not going to say specifically names, but you take a look over and over again on these. Go back to like the old ones, on the old sets. You'll see what I meant about there are stores that are missing from this list. If you go on Facebook, there are stores that would have normally sold product for sets that you're not going to see actually own this set. They know this is one of those ones that they wanted to avoid. Me, I'm going to buy it, and I did buy it, and I will probably continue buying because I like this, and people are going to drop. This thing is going to drop off. You can see Morfonica Risa Suilen is $33.99. Same idea here. You're going to see it over and over again. 24, 40, 20, 25. There's a lot. And have people bought? Not really. This is before, and no one's bought on release or after. It's just what I mentioned as a kind of a barren wasteland. You're not gonna find a ton of this stuff. Morfonica trial deck. Morfonica, first time in here, trial deck. You got some cards that you do actually want to use from the trial deck for you actually want to play if you've never played before. I think this is a fairly decent trial deck. Do we have any sales? We do. We actually have 3. We have, well, 3 quantity. How about that? January 22nd. So as of today, wow. As of today, 3 were bought, 3 trial decks. So There is a decent number. Actually, no, there's 11 people out here. 3, 5, 6, 6, 4, 48. Someone's got a whole case of this thing sitting there. And normally trial decks are lower, right? They're like, I think Ruby was $14. This thing is $23.37. This might be the whole. It's still early yet before it drops, or really, there's not a ton of stores. This is still too early yet to say. I normally wait until Tuesday, Wednesday of after the release to determine, in my mind, like, where is this going to go? Is it going to go up in supply, down in supply? It's too early yet. But this price is pretty high when you think about all the trial decks we've seen before. Morfonica. So speaking of trial deck is in here. We got some cards from trial deck, and first one to point out is Leave It to Me Tsukishi. The reason why I point this out is this thing was 400 yen on Yuyute. Definitely usable card. You're gonna want to have it. And somebody priced it at 50 cents. 6 of them to be exact, and they were all bought out. And the reason why that happened, why was all 6 bought out, and why was it 50 cents, is because you will notice as you go through this list, all of them are 50 cents. Someone placed these at 50 cents. This is the SR. For whatever reason, TCGPLAYER put this SR inside the trial deck category for whatever reason. It comes from the trial deck, but normally when you have an SR, it's in the SR filter, not in the trial deck though. Outside of that one, you will notice all of these are 50 cents, and that is 100% clear mispricing. They don't know the use of the card. Going back to my people are pricing things because they don't know what they're really worth. And that's unfortunate, because this card is actually worth a lot more, and doesn't look like there's a ton of people opening trial decks as of yet. Might be in the future, but as of right now, you have one person listing on here on each card. And without opening it, I assume it's all the same person since they're priced at 50 cents. Let's see. Triple rares inside the trial deck. They are pretty pricey on Yuyute, depending on which one you look at. This lady right here, Tsukishi again, that one is a really expensive one on Yuyute. And partially the reason I'm thinking now is because there was a lot of people that opened it. And we have this, well, and of the ones that were open, people use them in their decks. I would imagine if this thing shows up here on TCGPLAYER, it will be bought. I don't know what price the person's going to put it at, but it's one of those interesting cards I talked about watching. This is going to be one of those ones that you should probably watch out for, as people are going to use them in decks. And unless you're going to be opening a case of these, it's going to be a problem to get this card. It's going to be, that's why I like saying it. It's going to be real interesting watching this, because we've had set after set of just infinite amount of supply. Some cards may not have been infinite, but a decent amount. When you look at this stuff, there's not as many of them. So if there's a deal to be had, you can imagine it will be bought up sooner than later. And that's what happened on some of those SPs. That's what happened on this trial deck card. People are definitely watching for it and going to scoop it up if you misprice it. Now we have the SR inside the trial deck. And this is what got switched. This SP is not in the SP category. For whatever reason, maybe it's because they labeled it with super rare. It's a super rare right here. I don't know if that's what it always says. Here, let me zoom in. Super rare. But this is your SP Mashiro. I have not seen it appear yet. This is your TDSR. Literally the first card that appears on the trial deck. And someone priced that at $10. I wonder if that's the same person that priced that 50 cents. And for whatever reason, they put that at $10, thinking this SR would be worth more. That might be why. Moving on, we're going to Ruby. Ruby, just real quick with Ruby. 62.39 booster boxes. They are being decently bought. I am noticing that people are buying a decent amount of Ruby. And there's still a supply of it, right? There's 17 listings. It's still out there. It's not in danger of like being running out tomorrow or something like that, but it's nice to see that there is a healthy amount of people wanting Ruby. It was a good set, and Ruby fans actually liked it. We have we have the supply set. Let me go here first. I'm gonna go, let's take a look at the supply set. 44, 43. We know there is an exclusive promo in there. I showed in a video, if you haven't seen it, that it's a short. Let me just go back here. I want many tabs in. So down here, down below, is the supply set promos are searchable. That actually came from a viewer of mine. He sent me an email and told me about it. And I thought, in my mind, I was like, I think you can, but I didn't try it. And then when he wrote me that, I went and tried it out and it worked. The reason why, one of the other reasons why I didn't want to talk about it initially when I first thought about it was, can someone manipulate the market by doing that? And the promos are all about the same prices. Right, here's the promos. Promos are all about the same prices. The cards aren't really that great to begin with. And they have these box topper promos anyways inside of a booster box. So if you want them, you could still have them. So the whole, like maybe Ruby would have, like imagine if Ruby was a S tier card here. And the only way you could have gotten it was from the promo box. Then I would say I wouldn't have shown anybody that. But since these cards are the same, there's alternatives for it, pricing, I'm like, screw it, I'll just show it. Because what's happening now is people are having a hard time actually getting the card. So there's people trading cards and all this stuff with another, like if I had a Yang and you had a Ruby and then we trade each other. But if you don't have anybody to trade and you just got the supply set, you don't want to open it because you don't want to get a duplicate. You just do that shaking trick. You see the card, and if not, then I guess trade it to somebody else that may need that actual card or whatever. At the very least, it's not open. The booster box, the booster packs inside still carry value. The promo still carries value. You just know you don't need that promo card in there. So that's why I did it. For anybody that is struggling to find a certain promo card and you don't want to just blow, where are we now? $44 on opening it to get a promo card that you may be a duplicate, that is an alternative for you. You can try that out. As I said that before, people are opening this stuff for promo cards, which means the supply of this is eventually going to disappear. And we are now looking at $44.43 for these actual supply sets. Along the way, it dropped down to only whatever 5, 4, something like that. Went back up to like 8 or 9 people. Now we're back down to 7 sellers. It's going to keep going up and down, but eventually all the supply is going to be just deleted. And who knows where the price of this will end up. Because I will show you at the very end of this video another supply set that has been going up in price as the supply has been dwindling. Ruby with the following, with the people buying into it, the healthy buying. Anybody that was a fan, you know, like that doesn't mind the art is still going to buy in this stuff. Whether I think the art is terrible or somebody else thinks the art is terrible or I think it's great, there's going to be fans out there that eventually in time will find out about this and want to buy into it. That's just the truth of it. And promo cards, they are nice promo cards. I enjoy the ones I have. And price is finally coming down as more listings are coming up. That's actually, I always said about that January 6th. Did all the January 6th stay on here? We got Ruby. There were some crazy January 6th prices. $49.21, that stayed there. I will keep watching until, I don't know how many months out. I just want to make sure these January 6th prices were real. 39. So there was actually somebody that bought, at this point anyways, promos on January 6th for about $40. That's a lot. It's a lot. But now, at the very least, you know that you can just shake the sucker and find the promo you need. So hopefully that helps anybody out there that is missing a specific promo card. That's why I did that. Ruby Trial Deck display. We know there is 2 SPs inside of this thing. We got 2. And Trial Deck display, $99.92. Pretty good. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. $99.92. Normally, at this point, you'd find it around that price, maybe up in the hundreds, 120, 110, 120. So we got a few more to go on that one. Ruby Trial Deck, this is what I was saying earlier, $13.38 is what we got on Ruby Trial Deck. Morfonica Trial Deck was here. Here, there it is. 23.37. You see the difference in price I was saying? Morfonica definitely higher up there. We'll see when it comes to next week what that'll look like as more people get their stuff. It's definitely higher than what I normally see. And there's not going to be as many people buying it, so I would imagine it should drop a bit. That's how Bang Dream is. That's why with the huge increase of all the people coming into the game, you can still find Bang Dream product around. It just hasn't evaporated. It's still out there. There's not a lot of people buying it, playing it. It's just not a huge anime following as we have with other sets like Ruby. Ruby SPs, there's not really much to say about this one. Your trial deck SPs would be this one right here and this one right here. So these two. There's actually a fair amount of these rubies. Trial deck ones, 5 of them for 475. Let me just see this Weiss. Weiss, there was a 200 and 400. I know I've seen them in decks during Bro. These trial deck ones, so they were definitely in use. And the rest look normal. 8, 5, 10, 8. Or Pira. Usable card, SEC. And there's 23 of them. Just nobody wants it. Nobody wants this. Nobody wants that at all. It's a little sad. And double rares. Double rares definitely all the way down there. I don't even have to do the math. Like, you have the highest card being 566, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards under $1. Highly affordable set. Definitely one of those ones where I am going to play just because it's a cheaper deck. You can make it, and hopefully one day, if I make this deck, my niece will play it. I'm gonna make one and just slide it over to her and see what happens. Pretty sure she's just gonna slide it back or just stare at me and be like, "What are you doing?" But maybe one day she will meet me halfway and then grab that deck and play with it. One day. And SRs, I just wanted to show these SRs. SRs are pretty expensive, right? We got Nora up here, 1820. We got Kira, 1095. Neapolitan, 11. So a decent amount of value when it comes to the SRs from the set. And we have, oh boy, we got the triple rares. Definitely this Blake, this is from the trial deck, 2921, definitely usable. Ruby's Awakening, usable Climax. That's why we're at 2271. We got Ruby Running. This is from the trial deck too. So there is a fair amount of triple rares that are worth some money. And you can see the amount of listings. How many people, like here, 10 listings, 9 listings versus 20, 24, 14. So these are the ones that we're actually ending up using. I think Ruby's Awakening, because I have that one. It looks really cool. I like that card. Nice card. And Adventure Time. I'm finishing up here with Adventure Time. Why am I going to finish up with Adventure Time? I've said not too long ago that you want to buy older booster boxes, sealed cards, anything that you wanted. One of them would have been Adventure Time booster boxes. Adventure Time was back in my day. I remember seeing it in the 90s, 80s, like before September. Look at that. So there was a fair amount of time. When you think about like September, after everything we've gone through, March was Data Live. We had 7 Deadly Sins. Was that July? So there was that whole huge ramp up. So in between that time period, people forgot that other boxes existed. One like Adventure Time that got like no love. 92 in September, October 119. Just look at this. This is crazy. I guess I could just show you this graph. Here we go. The fancy TCG player graph. You can see market prices over here. I like how it says market price, but it just goes up. This is one of those charts that you wish this was your stock. In a way. I guess this in a way is like a stock. But you have it from going down here all the way up here. We are at $195.95 for a booster box of Adventure Time. Last sold was $183 on January 20th. Did you ever think I would come out here and say, holy crap, Adventure Time's $200 a booster box? Did you ever think that would happen? I don't know. Do you ever think Batman Ninja would have been the price it is now? But it is. And if there are booster boxes that are older or within the past year that you want, I'm not gonna say it's gonna go up like tomorrow, next day, or whatever. But if Adventure Time can happen this way, so can other boxes, right? Supply set. What I was referring to when I was talking about Ruby is same idea here. We have an Adventure Time supply set, $59. $59. So many left. I am just using TCGPLAYER. One of the other things you can do is this price really real? Go out to eBay, go out to Mercari, go to Facebook, try to find other people. I'm just using TCGPLAYER for the simplicity of me not having to check 5 different places for these videos. I just don't want to do that. So right now, TCGPLAYER, $59 for Adventure Time booster box. And when you think about the supply set on Ruby, with that promo card inside of it, with the following that's behind it, that's why I told when we had that call that I can definitely imagine one day Ruby's supply sets like up there, $90, $100, something like that. Just a huge following, and there is something actually nice inside of that box. Even though you could figure out what is inside of it now, it's still pretty good. There's good value there. The Adventure Time and Ruby supply sets are exactly the same, except there is now a promo card inside of the Ruby one, which look really, really nice. Last thing I'm going to show with this is Adventure Time trial deck. What I've always said here is there are other places to buy. One of those places, so $38.99, that's quite a lot for Adventure Time trial deck. Bushy Road, as I mentioned on the last video, there are trial decks out on Bushy Road. Adventure Time right here, $17. If you want a display of them, $102. I didn't look that up. Let me look at Adventure Time. I can go sealed, right? Let me go Adventure Time sealed. Sealed, give me sealed. Sealed products. There is no displays. So this is it. This is it. You can't get a sealed display. Even though this person has 6, you never know if it's going to come as a sealed display or it's going to be 6 individual trial decks. So right at this point, when I'm just looking at TCGPLAYER versus Bushy Road Global Online Store, the place that you can get it from, a display, a sealed thing of 6, is going to be Bushy Road Global Online Store. And with that, you'll get, SP or triple rare, you're not guaranteed, but more than likely it's inside of there. So just because you go out on TCGPLAYER, don't let that, just because I showed TCGPLAYER too, don't let that stop you from looking at different places, making sure that these are the best prices, because, just to point out, $38.99. Someone actually did buy that on January 16th. On December 24th, someone bought it at $39. TCGPLAYER is a nice place. It's really, really convenient to go pick up stuff. I'm even affiliated with it. If you're going to go out TCGPLAYER, please use my affiliate link. I use that for giveaways. No, but if you're gonna buy on TCGPLAYER, just know that there are places like this that exist that have these trial decks for $17. You will have to pay shipping on it, but still, like even with shipping and possible tax, you are still coming in lower than $38.99. And I just go out there, check it out. But this game is still continuing to grow. There is a lot of people getting into it, and there is a whole lot of other ones out there. So there is going to be a fun year ahead of us, I think, with everything coming out. Right now, we're kind of in I've said it before, like a boring time where it's like Bang Dream. I love Bang Dream. I don't think it's boring, but to other people, as we've shown here today, that this is a boring release for some people. Rent a Girlfriend, it's going to be a little more exciting, but still there's going to be people that think it's really boring. Once we start getting into Mushoku Tensei, when we get to Hololive and Tokyo Revengers, it's going to pick up again. But we're at a spot right now, I think people are kind of calming down, which is not a bad thing since we're kind of in a horrible time with the stock market and cryptocurrency and inflation everywhere. This might be a good time for you to save some money. Go and do that. There and make a budget. Go make a budget. I put that template out there on the budget channel, so go do that. Anyways, that is everything. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to be, like, literally when I finish this, I'm going to start opening my extra boosters for Morfonica and Roselia, Poppin Party, Risa Tsumugi. Gonna just do all those right now because my wife is out. I hope you all have a wonderful day. As always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.